Black cat pastor dashing through pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, your spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Songs singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul's urban sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm pushing the button and pushing the button, and it's just sitting there not going. So, I don't know. Got it to go. I must not have pushing it squarely or something. Who knows? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. You can see I've got sunshine outside today. Look at that. It's putting a glare across everything in the background. Shadows all over the place. No, it's not on... Was it on me? Can't tell. Like, it looks... Yeah, I think there's some across my face there a little bit, too. If I go over here, I don't know. Trying to see, is that hiding behind me? Hard to say. Hard to say. Well, welcome in. Glad to have you here. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Let's go take a look at what it looks like outside. Bump, bump. Look at the sunrise there. Let's take a little more of a peek here at this one.
Fish pond calm and glassy clear.
Pan up just a wee bit. No, I want to pan up. There we go.
Dapper man with Saxon hand. Plays tunes
No,
by his quiet
it doesn't
land.
help much. Doesn't help much. Just peeking there through the trees. We'll go back down. We're losing the pond and the darkness there.
Serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song.
To the rhythm of his
Flat Cat
song.
Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam, he shows it all.
Okay, there we go. Just wanted to show you. I mean, look at that beautiful. Oh, you can see also the bulk of the ice and snow out on the lake is melting. So you can start to see waves out there. Can you see those waves? Let me just pan around a minute and let you see the waves a little bit more.
Gentle glow. Flat caps charm and calming
Ooh,
tone
looks like we got
makes
some
the
strong
fish
waves
feel right
coming
at
in
home.
there, or starting to. Must be windy today.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his
See
song.
them crashing up over there. And there's still icebergs out there.
Shows the way. Stream
And then
it
there's
live,
water in there, and then anyway, we'll pan back to the sun. We'll pan back to the sun. Still getting it hiding behind the trees here. There we go.
Review's cam, shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in pond so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen.
All right, bump, 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 bump,
See
bum.
the ripples, watch the flow.
Papstio, good morning, my friend. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I saw Tomorrow was here early. Tomorrow, welcome in. Appreciate you guys. All right, bum 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 bum. I've got to get used to the new setup here. So I think I posted a picture in Discord. I got stuff fixed from yesterday with sound and video, and so I think we got it going here and figured out. So we'll be better off. And I need to get a new background, I think, to cover up to put the logo and stuff in there, because never really read that part of the screen. And if I'm using this over here as hey, what podcast do I have coming up? What is the new thing happening? Putting it there, which I really like, by the way. I like that there. I need to change the setting there on the other side, so I might play with that. Probably not today, but I might play with that this week. Okay. We are in Genesis 22:19 is where we left off. When we last left our hero... Oh, we got lots of ways of Genesis. We're not even halfway. We're not even halfway. I like taking my time going through and not rushing. Okay. What do we have here? Okay, we had the sacrifice of Isaac. I know sometimes it's referred to as the binding of Isaac, but honestly, it was intended to be a sacrifice. One of the things I think, if you are reading through this in the original audience, nations around you are going to be doing child sacrifice. So if nations around you are doing child sacrifice, that's not a big deal for you to think about. Oh yeah, okay, this is the son of the promise. Yeah, you should do that. But notice how Abraham is faithful, but also, you know, there might be a hey. Oh, the cam sound is still on. You can hear the lake. Okay. Okay, here's the problem with dark mode. I cannot see the. I cannot see the. Well, it gives me no scale. Like there's just a microphone, so I cannot see it at all. Let me switch this to dark mode. Okay, I did get it off. Yeah, it doesn't. That's what I hate about dark mode. It's like your bars and stuff that tell you things. No, gone. Doesn't show me, so I have no idea what it's at. Okay, let me do this. Let me switch just back to light mode. The problem really is the Bible there doesn't show up well. Come on. Okay. Yep, now I can see the it's all the way down. Okay. It's like dark mode. Hello. All you need to do is turn things so that it's dark. That's it. That's all you got to do. Black and white, not hard. Put lines around things. Okay? There were shades in the other. You can do it. I bet you can. Subdue, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay. But the Bible does not look good. So I have my browser set to dark mode, but the app or the site won't go to dark mode unless the computer's set to dark mode. So then I got to set the whole computer to dark mode in order to get the website to go to dark mode. And then that screws up where you can't see all the different boundaries and stuff between everything. Anyway, that's what was going on there, Papstio. The bar didn't show me. It just has microphone at top and no slide. The slide disappears with dark mode. Thank you for that, though. I don't think people want to be distracted by noise all day long. Miranda Wright, welcome in. I'm watching you people. Welcome in. So, anyway. What I was saying is, if I left this on white, it just like looks grainy and not good off of my computer for, the reasons of I'm trying to be in dark mode. Ooh, some kiwi. I've heard really good things about kiwi recently. That kiwi is really good with antibiotics or not antibiotics. What are the antioxidants and some other stuff. So, okay. So where we're picking up, when we last left our hero, Abraham was coming down from the mountain where he went up to sacrifice Isaac. Part of the thing, if you were an OG reader of the text, would be, oh, God asked for child sacrifice? I know this is a thing. I've heard about it from the nations around us. Our God wants it. Hey, we should do that. Wait, we get to the top and no, God doesn't want it. It's not okay. We shouldn't do it. It's also part of the story, but Abraham was faithful even to the point of what God called him to. But God is revealing himself to Abraham in a constant way of, hey, what am I like? What am I like? What am I like? Hey, I'm not really like that. I'm not the way the other gods are. I am different from them. So, we're coming down. He'll be coming down the mountain when he comes. He'll be coming down the mountain when he comes. Okay. Then Abraham returned to his servants, and they set out together for Beersheba, where Abraham stayed. Where's Isaac? It doesn't say Abraham and Isaac. It says Abraham. It does not say Isaac came down off the mountain. We have the promise again, the angel to Abraham. Abraham comes down off the mountain. It doesn't say that Isaac does. After these things, Abraham told Milcah, also has borne children to, was told. Milcah also has borne children to your brother Nahor, Uz the firstborn, his brother Buzz, Buzz, Kemuel, father of Aram, Kesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. Sorry, I was trying to decide if I was going to have a belch there or not, and did not want to. Didn't want that coming out in the middle of his name. Now, Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. These were the 8 sons Milcah bore to Abraham's brother Nahor. Okay. It's interesting. So after this occasion, there's a family messenger or a messenger sent along the way, or an inquiry, and you get some updates on how the family back home is doing. The important piece being, we're going to get to Rebekah being mentioned here. His concubine, whose name was Ruma, also bore him Tebah, Gaham, Tahash, and Ma'akah. Sarah lived 127 years. Then she died in Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. Abram went to mourn Sarah and to weep for her. Okay, let's see what the footnote says. The life of Sarah was 127 years, and the years of her life of Sarah. Okay. Just the way that the grammar puts it and the wording, they're just explaining that. So nothing on the footnote. I wondered if there was something on the age there, if there's a different discrepancy. Apparently not. Went to weep for her. Mourn, weep. The description here is a standard mourning rite kitchen. They would have carried out the presence of the presence of the corpse, probably in Sarah's tent. So Abraham came in to mourn, then he rose up to go bury his dead. Then Abraham got up from mourning his dead wife and said to the sons of Heth, I am a foreign resident, a temporary shelter among you. Grant me ownership of a burial site among you so that I may bury my dead. The sons of Heth answered Abraham, Listen, sir, you are a mighty prince among us. You may bury your dead in the choicest of our tombs. None of us will refuse you his tomb to prevent you from burying your dead. So we're all good with this. You can have one of our tombs. Why, we've got some fantastic tombs over here. Abraham got up and bowed down to the local people, the sons of Heth. Then he said to them, if you agree that I may bury my dead, then hear me out. Ask Ephron, the son of Zohar. Zohar, ooh. If he will sell me the cave of Machpelah that belongs to him, it is at the end of his field. Let him sell it to me publicly for the full price so that I may own it as a burial right. I find this interesting at times. David does this later, but there are times where I want something done publicly. I want this on record. I want it witnessed. I want the sale confirmed, and I want to pay full price. I don't want no discount so that somebody can come back later and say, I swindled you. I don't want it to be done privately. I don't want it gifted to me so that someone can claim it back. I want a public record of the transaction so that there's no dispute over the fact it took place properly. Okay, so let's go here with some names here. I haven't been looking them all up. So we are in Genesis 23. What were we like? Verse 7. Children of Heth. Artsy Bible nerd. Entreat me to Ephron, the son of Zohar. Isn't there a movie, something, the Zohar? Heath.
Strong's H 2845. Heath.
Okay, do I have sound on? Did you guys hear that? Did it not go? I did not hear it. It switched. Sounds great. Oh, that's not good. Okay. We're there now? Why? Check there. Okay, now I got no sound again. Okay, I guess I have to put headphones in if I want to listen to it. So I won't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not. I'm running through a new software. And I got to have headphones, apparently, or everything's coming out. Is it gone now? It came on for a second, then I got it turned back off, I hope. Okay, anyway. Hate is terror. So let's go ask Terror, the son of Terror, Ephron.
Strong's H 6085.
Fawn-like. The son of Terror is fawn-like.
Second
that,
entry.
yeah.
Ephraim.
Hi, my name is, I'm kind of like a fawn, but I'm not really a fawn. I'm fawn-like, and my dad is Terror. My dad is Terror. Anyway. And Zohar.
Strong's H
Zohar.
6714.
Tawny.
Soher.
Okay. Now, that's why I probably didn't remember these, because they're nothing impressive. Okay. Okay, if he will sell the cave of Machpelah. Let's go look up one more. Machpelah. It's still on my voice a bit. there's still wind from outside. Why is that on? That's super weird. Do I have something else open? No, that would have music too. Yeah, click on open tabs, like all 100 of them. That'll take a while. Okay, so the tab was all the way down. I slid it up and back down and it disappeared. I still have an echo. Why do I have an echo? I do on the other channel. Yeah, I still have an echo. Yeah, I got that. And the volume was all the way off, so I have no idea why I was letting it through. What is the setting? I have no idea why the echo is on. If I do that, is it gone? Is it back if I do that? I don't see the difference between that. Well, what I did is I turned off desktop audio. That's what changed that. Well, yeah, I'm turning desktop off because for some reason the microphone shows up through desktop as well as through microphone. Oh, what do I do? Okay, let's just turn this off. There we go. What do we have? No, that still has, that's even worse. That's actually worse. What do we have now? Okay, what happened now? I can't hear. I don't know what you guys are hearing. Did it switch my... There we go. How does that sound? No change, still echo. When I go to listen to words, there is stuff that you're listening to. So yeah, and if I go to anything with music, there is this. So sorry about the pop. How is that? Is that better? I think that's better. That might be it. Let me know. Well, I had it fixed because I turned off desktop audio, which means you won't listen to anything else except the microphone. So that's not fixed. I know what the problem is, but I don't know how to change the setting. It's the same. Why? So trying to use software. When I just do the mic, it doesn't sound great. Let me look at it. I know what I can check. Okay, let me know how that sounds there. Is that better right there? Don't push anything else. Okay. Why the other came back on though, there's no explanation for why I had volume when there was no volume. Okay, let me switch this a minute. And listen to a word here and see what we've got. Mechpela.
Strong's H, 4375. Machpelah.
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 Machpelah. Double or portion. The cave of double or the cave of portion. You have too long haze of you speaking to us. MC Wolfcat, welcome in. Yeah, so what it was is I was trying to test things last night, and I left it on both monitor and output. So then as it was going output, then it was going back through the desktop audio, the microphone was. So there was the problem. So I got that. That's what it was. Now I know. Now I know. Thanks for helping out with that, everybody. By the way, like whenever you do changes in tech, like let me zoom out. Do I have a zoom out? Where is the setting? Come on, open up. New microphone. Different arrangement here. Different arrangement there. So new microphone, additional monitor, hub splitter for everything, and you know, all kinds of new tech over the last 2 months, and then one last upgrade and redo everything. You end up with a whole bunch of you know, deficiencies in everything. Why did it do that? I'm trying to zoom and you flip off of the zoom part. Still go one more. There we go. We'll leave it there. Don't scare us like that. I'm watching you always be throwing stuff at me, but I don't mind cookies. And knowing is half the battle. There we go. Just to clear the air, you don't know where the rumor about you throwing stuff is coming from. You always slide people food gently. Should I change it? Does it say Does it say throwing? Let me go back and scroll. Yes. Slides cookies. Yes, slides. I'll go change the text to flings willy-nilly. You think that started with Lucis? Probably. Okay. Where were we? So we went and looked up some name meanings here, but the point of part of it being that Abraham is guaranteeing that this is a public action that everyone gets to witness and see, so that there's no accusation later of his lack of ownership of this. He is legal owner to the cave of portion, or the cave, a double portion. Was that what it was? Remember again, double or portion. Yeah, so the cave of double or the cave of portion. Okay. So, going to pay full price. Now, Ephron was sitting among the sons of Heth. Ephron the Hittite. Ooh, is this our first mention of the Hittite? BRB? Okay, thank you. Okay, see the note of the name Heth in verse 3. I don't think I did look at that. Let's go back and look at that. Is it Heth, the Hethite, and then it becomes the Hittite? Son of Heth, gentilic, of which is Hittai, Hittites. Some translations use Hittites. But these people were not the classical Hittites of Anatolia in Asia Minor, modern Turkey. The son of Heth are apparently a Canaanite group. Hittites, people of the Old Testament. Okay, so he's a Hittite, but not of the same group. So he's more of a Hethite than a Hittite, would be what it is. Okay. Oh, sorry. Got to get back to, there it is. It's just a joke. You like to accuse friends of throwing stuff at me even when they're giving it in slide. You're just goofy as all. Well, but it also is a running joke, so. Okay. Now, Ephron was sitting among the sons of Heth. Ephron, the Hittite, replied to Abraham in the hearing of the sons of Heth, before all who entered the gate of his city. Again, this is where business is conducted. In the city gates is where you do this. No, my lord, hear me out. I sell you both the field and the cave that is in it. In the presence of my people, I sell it to you, bury your dead. So you're not just getting the cave. I'll sell you the whole field as well. Don't just buy the cave. Abraham bowed before the local people and said to Ephron in their hearing, hear me, if you will pay, I will pay to If you will, I will pay you the price of the field. Take it from me so that I may bury my dead there. Ephron answered Abraham, saying to him, hear me, my lord, the land is worth 400 pieces of silver. But what is that between me and you? So bury your dead. So Abraham agreed to Ephron's price and weighed out for him the price that Ephron had quoted in the hearing of the sons of Heth, 400 pieces of silver, according to the standard measurement of the time. Yeah, the throwing rumor started on your channel, and you don't know how it started from, so you try to keep the peace over here. Hey, Sniper! Did he rip Abraham off 400 silver? I have no idea. It is telling us that it was... He is telling him what the price of it was. I have no idea if that was what the price of the land was indeed worth. Sniper, I don't know. We also, to evaluate the land, we would need to know how large the land is. I have no idea how large this plot of land is. I have no idea what else is on the land, the value of the land. So, sniper, no sniping. That's funny. I have no idea if he's ripped off or not. But what I was talking about when we ran into this to start with is that Abraham is emphasizing, I'm going to pay full price. I don't want anyone later to make an accusation that I stole the land and I didn't pay what it was worth. So even if he's being ripped off, it is in the sense of Abraham owning it and having it in perpetuum, and nobody being able to argue that it was swindled or stolen in some way by later generations coming in. It's in his best interest to go ahead and pay an inflated rate, even if it's inflated. So, but interesting question. I don't know if we could tell. Also, the pieces of silver. Let me just see what the footnote says. The standard of weighing money varied considerably in ancient Near East. Excuse me. But the generally accepted weight of the shekel is 0.4 ounces. That makes the weight of the silver about 10 pounds. So about 10 pounds of silver. 10 pounds of silver today it's usually in the 30s. So it would be like $300 to $350 is what he was paying for this. So their pieces of silver were quite small. And then yours started another chat. I'm MC Wolfcat. It originated in Lizzie's chat because she likes to poke balls to her chat sometimes. And, well, since they are thrown, you just went with it. And then Lucas started throwing things, too. And it just invaded others' chats when me and Lucas are in there together. No borders in nobody's chat. Yes. Yeah, fascinating question. I don't know whether he's ripped off or not. Again, he's saying it's the value of it. No one there says, wait, no, that's too much. We're just, I think on the surface of it, we're supposed to accept that it is the right value. Okay. So Abraham secured Ephron's field in Machpelah next to Mamre, including the field, the cave that was in it, and all the trees that were in the field, and all around its border as his property, in the presence of the sons of Heth, before all who entered the gate of Ephron's city. After this, Abraham buried his wife Sarah in the cave in the field of Machpelah next to Mamre, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. So Abraham secured the field and the cave that was in it as a burial site from the sons of Heth. Now Abraham was old, well advanced in years, and the Lord had blessed him in everything. Abraham said to his servants, the senior one in his household, who was in charge of everything he had, put your hand under my thigh, so that I may make you solemnly promise by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, you must not acquire a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I am living. You must go instead to my country and to my relatives to find a wife for my son Isaac. Okay. The put your hand under my thigh. Put your hand under my thigh. The taking of an oath had to do with the sanctity of the family and the continuation of the family line. Put your hand under my thigh, a patriarchal oath. Okay, but you're not explaining what it is. So, well, though we don't entirely know, part of the thinking is that if you put your hand under the thigh, you have your hand close to other parts, and those are the parts you're going to lose if you break this oath. So that's part of the thought. We don't know entirely how true that is, but if I have my hand here close to those parts of the body and you violate this, then that's what you're going to lose. That's what you're going to lose. Okay, So don't get a Canaanite wife for Isaac. Isaac's going to know this story, I think. And it's interesting that he doesn't make the same emphasis of Esau. Doesn't make the same plan for this, because Rebecca is not going to either. Okay. The servant asked him, what if, the woman is not willing to come back with me to this land? Must I then take your son back to the land from which you came? Like, hey, if she doesn't want to come, do I take him there? Is that how we're going to do this? You can't help but thinking putting your hand under the thigh as being a top 10 hit nowadays. You need some Clorox, Jesus. Put your hand under my thigh. I'm trying to think of who would sing that. I mean, I don't know anybody that's currently singing, so that doesn't help if you say somebody. But I'm just trying to think of. Instead of Baby's Got Back, put your hand under my thigh. I don't know. Yeah, most R&B singers nowadays tend to say things that have a suggestive bent to them. Yeah, I know. But this is a different kind of suggestive bent, like keep your promise or lose it, you know. It could fit there somewhere. I don't know. So what if she won't come back? Do I take him there? Be careful never to take my son back there. Ooh, what is the be careful here? Guard yourself. Oh, interesting. So no, don't do that. No. Yeah, no. You know, I'm just looking here. I'm going to slide that just a wee bit. Okay. Don't do that. Yeah, it's just how your mind. Oh, I know. When you say Clorox, that basically means you need to clean out your mind. Oh, okay. You're saying that to yourself. Okay. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. Bum. The Lord, the God of heaven, whom took me from my father's house and the land of my relatives, promised me with a solemn oath, to your descendants I will give this land. He sent his angel before you so that you, he will send his angel before you so that you will find a wife for my son from here. But if, if the woman is not willing to come back with you, you will be free from this oath of mine. So, here's what's necessary. Here's what you can do. Don't do these other things. Those will violate the oath. Those are precautionary things to never ever do. But if she won't come, then you're out. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, I'm just gonna top off my water here, heat it up a bit. My tea, I mean. My tea. Sometimes when it starts to cool off, I start to get that tickle in my throat. So I'm going to just heat it up with the other, because I keep the second one hotter. You know, so you can top off and heat up a little bit. We'll see if that does it. Otherwise, I'm going to grab a cough drop here. Give you one last look here at outside. Look, you get the sunrise over the pond. You get the sunrise at the lake. And look at that beautiful fish right there, the koi. It's called a scaleless. It's yellow and white. Oh, that guy's gorgeous. That's one of my favorite ones right there.
Dapper man with Saxon hair.
Those are fun quotes. That's fun. Okay. But you must not take my son back there. So the servant placed his hand under the thigh of his master Abraham and gave his solemn promise he would carry out his wishes. Yeah. It could be just you, but you notice when you drink a lot of liquid with caffeine, it makes you thirstier. So then you have to down a bunch of water to equal things out. Well, this is decaf. So, and I find I drink the same amount regardless. I just constantly have a drink. So, I do know that it does have that effect, but I drink so much, I don't think I could drink more than what I drink. So, then the servant took 10 of his master's camels and departed with all kinds of gifts from his master at his disposal. He journeyed to the region of Aram, Naharaim, and the city of Nahor. He made the camels kneel down by the well outside the city. It was evening, the time when women go out to draw water. Interesting. At the time of evening, okay, so they're separating that a bit. He prayed, O Lord God of my master Abraham, guide me today. Be faithful to my master Abraham. Here I am standing by the spring, and the daughters of the people who live in the town are coming out to draw water. I will say to a young woman, please lower your jar so I may drink. May the one you have chosen for your servant Isaac reply, drink, and I'll give your camels water too. In this way, I will know that you have been faithful to my master. You're trying to still figure out why your voice recorder did good instead of this. I have no idea. I use AI at times for editing, and there's times where it'll be in a podcast and all of a sudden I'll be talking for about 2 minutes and it just puts ... It has no idea what I said for that 2 minutes. And I'm like, how can that be that you didn't get anything out of it? Even wrong stuff, you know, but occasionally, I don't know. So this is a fascinating thing. I think we would make too much to say that the servant, when he says, God of my master Abraham, that means the servant isn't serving him. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that that's the case, that he isn't serving or following the God. He understands Abraham's relationship with God and might be calling on that relationship because he's on the task for Abraham. So, be faithful to my master Abraham. I'm calling on the God of my master to be faithful to my master. I think it's just a simple way of putting it together. And that's all that we have here. But look at the confidence he has. God, I'm going to do this. And then this is what I want the outcome of. And when that outcome happens, I'll know it's the right one. So there's something about the request, though, too. It's not just, I'm going to say to the young lady, hello there. And she's going to say, sup? I mean, it's not like, just like that. No, it's a behavior that he is looking for. It's a behavior. It is, I'm going to make a request that is small, and she is going to extend hospitality, extend abundant hospitality. That's what it's going to be. You got to get up and get your charger cord. Okay. So the servant is making a request that a hospitality-minded person would do, and that he probably himself would do. So he's like, how do I know that this is the right person? Because it needs to be a person of good character and good quality. That's what we're looking for. So, before he had finished praying, there came Rebecca with her water jug on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah. Milcah was the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor. Why do we need this repeated? Because this would have been told orally, very likely from the start. And you repeat these kind of phrases over and over again for emphasis and for connection. Remember that we foreshadowed, and now you get it here. Now the young woman was very beautiful. She was a virgin. No man had ever physically been intimate with her. She went down to the spring, filled her jug, and came back up. Abraham's servant ran to meet her and said, please give me a sip of the water from your jug. Drink, my lord, she replied, and quickly lowered her jug to her hands. She gave him a drink. When she had done so, she said, I'll draw water for your camels too, until they have drunk as much as they want. She quickly emptied her jug into the watering trough and ran back to the well to draw more water until she had drawn enough for all the camels. Silently, the man watched her with interest to determine if, if the Lord had made his journey successful or not. So, until they have drank all they want. So not only is she offering to the camels to drink, she's offering them to have their full. Camels are going to drink. I mean, they're going to drink. And he's got 10 camels. She's got one jar. Okay, so we know there's at least 10 trips. Well, a camel's going to drink more than one jar. I've heard people calculate this out, and if you're drawing from the well, I know we picture like an above-ground well, but they picture like a cistern kind of a thing with a spring where you'd have a cap over it, so she might be going downstairs into an area and coming upstairs, back and forth, filling a trough, going back down, coming back up. This is no small task. This is no short little thing that she is doing. She is extending a great measure of hospitality here. She is going above and beyond, and she's doing it joyfully. Now, what's interesting is he set this up that she needed to be asked in the first place. So I'm going to ask someone, and they're going to offer me water. What if she had offered water to begin with? What if somebody came before Rebecca, and that person didn't let them have water, or didn't water the camels, or maybe they only did one jug for the camels. Said, "Sorry, I ain't spending all day here, buddy. There we go. I gave you some for your camels. Have at it." We don't know, but we do see God's hand in it, and I think that's the important thing. The servant is asking for God to reveal beyond his wisdom. So if we want to go to James, let everyone who lacks wisdom ask God. In a sense, he's setting up a task in which wisdom can be demonstrated. And I'm just realizing I did not change the scripture today to say Genesis instead of Matthew. That would have been helpful. Okay, we got about a minute before we have Ad break. Okay. After the camels had finished drinking, the man took out a gold nose ring weighing a beka and 2 gold wrist bracelets weighing 10 shekels and gave them to her. Whose daughter are you? He asked. Tell me, is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night? Okay. So if you want to go to the New Testament reference of in my father's house, is there room for us to spend the night? This is a belonging, a room, a space that you can dwell in is what we're looking for here. And he's asking, is there? She said, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, whom Milcah bore to Nahor. We have plenty of straw and feed, she added, and room for you to spend the night. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And we'll head over to ad break. Gonna get over to ad break.
Flat cap pastor rocks his tweed.
Sun peeking still. Sun's looking beautiful. Fishy's saying hello, hello, hello.
Fish pond calm.
Hello, hello.
Clear. View it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all. Little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish
Cat
feel
jam.
right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
All right, looks like we're back. We're back. We're back. I wanted to go ahead. I told you I was going to pan over to the lake a little bit. The sun is still there. I'm going to wait till the sun is out of the sky. So maybe we'll do one more time when we in an hour, and then we'll shift it. So I'm watching over here on the Fish channel. I've got it up over there so I can watch the ads. And I had a broom bee, some silicone broom ad, and I had an outdoor channel. So the Fish are getting outdoor channel ads and brooms. I don't know what you had for ads. Supersonic, welcome in. And Demaro petting the fish, yes. Okay. The man bowed his head and worshiped the Lord. Okay, so if there's any doubt that the man is not follower of God, he is. He is. I mean, he's praying to the God of Abraham, giving reverence to him, giving reverence to his master Abraham. Now he is worshiping him. Okay. Saying, praise be the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not abandoned his faithful love, Hesed, for my master. Loyal love. I know that's it. Let me just see what the footnote says. His faithfulness and his commitment. That's still got to be Hesed. The Lord has led me to the house of my master's relatives. Okay, so verse 27. Oh, got to be next chapter then. Master Abraham, who hath his mercy. Yep, there we go. His mercy. I like steadfast love. Mercy is good too. So Hesed. Yep, it's Hesed. There's an old song, "Blessed be the name of the Lord," and I kind of like Hesed. Hesed be the name of the Lord, not because it's the name of the Lord, but because his name exudes that he is loving kindness, he is loving loyalty, he is merciful. Okay. The young woman ran and told her mother's household all about these things. Mother's household. I don't think we pay enough attention to the fact when mother's household shows up. It shows up in Ruth and Naomi when Naomi tells Ruth and Orpah, go back to your mother's household. Here we have her running to her mother's household. I don't know entirely what to fully make of it, but I see this happening periodically with women being referred to being in their mother's household. I don't know. I don't know if somebody's done any study on that or not. Okay. The young woman ran to her mother's household and told her mother's household all about these things. Now Rebekah had a brother named Laban. Laban rushed out to meet the man at the spring. Laban, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, what are you running out to meet the man for? What's going on, Laban? You're running? Oh, sorry, it says he rushed. He rushed. He didn't run. So he is hurrying, but apparently not in such a way as to lose dignity by running. When he saw the bracelets on his sister's wrist and the nose ring, and heard his sister Rebekah say. So now we're getting why. And it was when he saw the nose ring and the bracelets on the arms of his sister. The word order is altered. Okay. And Sir heard Rebekah say, this is what the man said to me. He went out to meet the man. There he was standing by the camels near the spring. So the man hasn't moved. He didn't start to head towards town. She ran off. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. My camels need rest, or they're still, it's sad they had their full already, so they're not drinking more. But he's not moving on. He's waiting for an escort. Laban said to him, come, you who are blessed by the Lord. Wait a minute. So Abraham was blessed, and all nations will be blessed through him, and his servant is blessed? Yeah, that tracks. Why are you standing out here when I have prepared the house and place for the camels? Because I don't know where it is, boy. Come on. You coming out here asking me why I didn't come in when she ran off? I didn't keep up. So Abraham's servant went to the house and unloaded the camels. Straw and feed were given. Excuse me. Straw and feed were given to the camels, and water was provided so that he and the men who were with him could wash their feet. So now we find out there are other men with him. Suddenly, it's in the story. We now know there's more than just him. When food was served, he said, I will not eat until I have said what I have to say. Tell us, Laban said, because he was very hungry and impatient man, and he wanted to... No, I'm just kidding. So Laban's like, tell us. Okay. So notice what we have here. Rebecca, in a normal position, getting water, is confronted. She comes back to the household to share. Laban is acting in the role of head of household. Has he usurped his father by taking on this role? He is the one who goes and rushes to greet. He is the one who invites in. Here, when he's I will need to say something, he's the one that responds. Laban is taking all of the responsibilities here of head of household. Is he claiming things that he does not have? Is he acting in malice? Is he acting nefariously? Laban is Rebekah's sister. And so later on, Uncle Laban is the one that Jacob is going to stay with. Oh, who is Laban's father? I believe it's Nahor. Let's go back up here. We just had it recited a couple of times. Yes. I am the daughter of Bethuel. Oh, Bethuel is. That's where I get confused because the line goes to... So, Bethuel, son of Milcah, whom Milcah bore to Nahor. So Bethuel is the father. Bethuel should be speaking upright or outright here, not Laban. Laban shouldn't be doing this unless there's some issue with Bethuel. But we will see. I believe Bethuel will get mentioned here shortly. So is something going on with Bethuel? Or is Laban kind of trying to usurp role and responsibility? Okay. I am the servant of Abraham, he began. The Lord has richly blessed my master, and he has become very wealthy. The Lord has given him sheep and cattle, silver and gold. Okay, so we had the question earlier about being swindled. Was Abraham swindled with the 400 pieces of silver? Well, Abraham has a lot of gold too. So if Abraham has gold and silver, and gold is usually, traditionally, way more valuable than silver, currently like 1,000% more valuable than silver, always going to be probably 10 times more valuable than silver. And it's going to fluctuate throughout history and location. But if he had gold, he might have been able to just toss a couple of gold coins to pay for it, but he paid in silver because he was asked in silver. If he'd have been trying to be swindled, he would have said it was worth gold, maybe. Male and female servants, and camels and donkeys. My master's wife, Sarah, bore a son to him. This should be shocking news. Sarah went away barren. The family knows that Sarah is barren. She bore a son to him when she was old. Okay, that part is true, but she bore a son when she was barren, and your master has given him everything he owns. My master made me swear an oath. He said, you must not acquire a wife from my son, from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I am living. But you must go to the family of my father and my relatives to find a wife for my son. But I said to my master, like, I love how he's going to tell this part too. This part also needs to be shared, which is fascinating. What if, bum, 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 what if the woman does not want to go with me? He answered, the Lord, before whom I have walked, will send his angel with you. He will make your journey a success, and you will find a wife for my son from among my relatives, from my father's family. Sorry, did I miss something? Yeah. You will be free from my oath if, bum, 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 you go to my relatives, and they will not give her to you. Then you will be free from my oath. When I came to the spring today, I prayed. I love that he tells this part too. I prayed. O Lord, God of my master Abraham, if, bum, 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 if you have decided to make my journey successful, may events unfold as follows. That's a very interesting way to phrase that. Here I am standing by the spring. When the young woman goes out to draw water, I'll say, please give me a little water to drink from your jug. Then she will reply to me, drink, and I'll draw water for your camels too. May the woman be the one whom the Lord has chosen for my master. Before I finish praying in my heart, interesting. Before I had finished speaking to my heart, the adverb indicates the verb is a preterite infinitive that follows an indirect object. Okay, interesting. Because I try to focus on the fact that prayer was needed to be spoken. You had to have the power of words. You didn't pray internally. So I don't think that this is from my heart, speaking in my heart. I think speaking to my heart or from my heart. Let me go look here. So verse 45. I want to go see what the verb is. Are we in L, my heart. Ale.
Strong's H413. Ale.
Okay.
And when in construct, L.
Okay, so in, among, into, toward, from the of the direction, not necessarily physical motion, toward the direction of, against motion of, direction of hostile character, in addition to, concerning, in regard to, according to, at, against, by, in between, in, within. Yeah. I was trying to see if there was a tense in which it could switch to be from. Yeah. Here we go. About, according to, after, according to, as for, at, because, for, by, concerning, for, from. I'm watching back. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Not in my heart, but from my heart. I would probably go with from context. He is speaking from the heart. Along came Rebecca with her water jug on her shoulder. She went down to the spring and drew water. So I said to her, please give me a drink. She quickly lowered her jug from her shoulder and said, drink, and I'll give your camels water too. So we've already had the whole story, and now we're getting the whole story retold to us. All of it. We know it all. But we're getting it told again. The Bible at times, especially in the older Old Testament books, likes to do tell the story twice. We have two creation accounts. There is a way at looking at the flood to see two flood accounts, depending on how you see it and where you divide things. Here we have the story happens and the story told. Sometimes we have the story told and then the story happens. So anyway, just pointing that out. Please give me a drink. So she quickly lowered her jug from her shoulder and said, drink, and I'll give your camel waters too. So I drank, and she also gave the camels water. Then I asked her, whose daughter are you? She replied, the daughter of Bethuel, son of Nahor, whom Milcah bore to Nahor. I put the ring in her nose. Look at this. Not I just gave it to her. I put the ring in her nose and the bracelets on her wrist. Then I bowed down and worshiped the Lord. I praised the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me on the right path to find the granddaughter of my master's brother for his son. Now, if if you will show faithful love to my master, tell me. But if if not, tell me as well, so that I may go on my way. Like, I'm here. I did what I was supposed to. God did what he's supposed to. Now let me know what's going on. Are we successful? Are we not? Where are we going from here? Okay. So why retell the story? Because retelling the story interrupts us from finding out what's going to happen. The retelling of the story is building suspense here. We already know. We're up to this point. We're caught up to date. Now the servant's going to retell us. So we're going, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? How do we know? Come on, get to that point. We already know. Come on, man. Move on. Tell us what happens next. Then Laban and Bethuel replied. So Bethuel is here. Bethuel is here. This is the Lord's doing. Our wishes are of no concern. Like, it's God who did this. We don't get a vote. Laban and Bethuel both say they don't get a vote in this. Rebekah stands here before you. Take her and go, so that she may become the wife of your master's son, just as the Lord has decided. They hear the story, and they're like, God did this. There is nothing for us to say here, nothing to say here, nothing for us to add. It's all going, and it already is, and it's God. When Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed down to the ground before the Lord. Then he brought out gold, silver jewelry, and clothing and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave valuable gifts to her brother and to her mother. After this, he and his men who were with him ate a meal and stayed there overnight. When they got up in the morning, he said, "Let me leave now so I can return to my master." But Rebekah's brother and her mother replied. Again, Bethuel's not the one doing this. Her brother Laban and now mother are involved. "Let the girl stay with us a few more days, perhaps 10. Perhaps 10? Sounds like a very specific number there. 10 more days? Then she can go." But he said to them, "Do not detain me. The Lord has granted me success on my journey. Let me leave now so I may return to my master." Then they said, "We'll call the girl and find out what she wants to do. We'll go ask her. We'll find out. Well, she probably wants to stay a little bit." So they called Rebekah and asked her, "Do you want to go with this man?" She replied, "I want to go." I want to go. So they sent their sister Rebekah on her way, accompanied by her female attendant, with Abraham's servant and his men. They blessed Rebekah with these words. Okay, interesting. Rebekah has an attendant. Why was Rebekah the one getting water then for the household instead of the attendant, the servant? Why didn't the servant go get the water? Why? Did Rebekah normally go get water, or was this a special day in which Rebekah went instead of sending the servant? Was the servant along with her, Rebekah's attendant, and it just didn't tell us a part of the story because it wasn't important? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, here is the blessing. "Our sister, may you become the mother of thousands of 10,000s. May your descendants possess the strongholds of their enemies." Then Rebekah and her female servants mounted the camels and rode away with the man. So Abraham's servant took Rebekah and left. Now, Isaac came from Beer Lohai. Excuse me. Means the well of the living one who sees me. Where is that at? Genesis 16:14. Genesis 16. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Hagar and Ishmael. Okay, so this is where the angel of the Lord had showed up to Hagar, and this is where Abraham is. Sarah's dead now. Sarah is dead now. Is Abraham there in some way to try and visit Ishmael or Hagar, or just coincidence that the name is there? But he's living in the Negev, so he is by the well. He went out to relax in the field in the early evening. Then he looked up and saw that there were camels approaching. Sorry, I had to scroll up. Rebekah looked and saw Isaac. Okay. Sorry. I read that wrong. Isaac was at Bir Lo Rojo. So Isaac is now out in the desert like his brother and Hagar had been. Sorry. So he is there. He's not necessarily looking for his brother, but maybe he is. Maybe there's a way to patch that up after. But notice where he is. Okay, and we'll see if Abraham is mentioned. And okay. Rebekah looked up and saw Isaac. She got down from her camel and asked Abraham's servant, "Who is the man walking in the field toward us?" "That is my master," the servant replied. So she took her veil and covered herself. Okay. If this is my master, wouldn't she think that maybe it was Abraham, not Isaac? Not sure. The servant told Isaac everything that had happened. Then Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother Sarah's tent. Okay, notice he is living in his mom's tent. He's not living in his own tent. Okay, she went to her mother's household. Now we have her mother Sarah's tent. He took her as his wife and loved her. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Okay, that feels kind of weird the way that it's said there. Like getting a wife brought him comfort after his mom was dead. I mean, yeah, but it sounds more like what you would do in regards to saying, grandma died and so we got our kids a puppy. Like it feels more like along the lines of those kind of a situation, not a grown man whose mom died and so gets a wife. I mean, it just, I don't know. That always feels weird to me. Hey, Lucis. Abraham had taken another wife named Keturah. Ketur. She is the mother of Ketur. Ketur. All right, let's see if I'm even remotely close on the pronunciation. Bum, 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 bum.
Strong's H 6989. Keturah.
Keturah. Incense. Incense is her name. And we're going to get some more names. And she bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. And Josan begat Sheba and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Ashurim and Letashim and Luamim. The sons of Midian were, okay, I'm not going to go through all of those, but let's go through the first set of names here. Zimran. Sounds, this is a fun name to say. Zimran, Jokshan, Medan. Okay, Midian. Okay, why is Midian? Because there are Midianites and there are Ishmaelites. Okay, so they are two separate people. They are two separate people. So when we get to the story of Joseph, both of them are mentioned in the story of Joseph, the Midianites and the Ishmaelites. Okay, Zimran.
Strong's H2175. Zimran.
He is a musician. Yokshan.
Strong's H3370.
Almost sounds like Johan.
Yokshan.
Snared.
Yokshan.
Oh, snarer. So he is the one doing the snaring. Medan.
Strong's H4091. Medan.
Contention, my friends. Now, Midian. Strife.
Strong's H.
So we have two sons named Contention and Strife.
Midian.
Contention and Strife.
Strong's H3435.
Ishbak. He releases.
Ishbak.
Shuach.
Strong's H7744. Shuach.
Okay. Okay. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hoach, Abida, Eldaah. All these were descendants of Keturah. Everything he owned, Abraham left to his son Isaac. But while he was still alive, Abraham gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent them off to the east away from his son Isaac. Hey, we got to the 60s today. Yeah, we got to the 60s. Abraham lived a total of 175 years, and Abraham breathed his last and died at a good old age, an old man who had lived a full life. He joined his ancestors. Okay, now notice this. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite. Okay, all of those other sons we just got mentioned, they were all sent off to the east. There's no mention of them coming to the funeral, but Ishmael does. I told you that there was a, hey, he's by Lo Beersheba, the Lo Beerhai, whatever it was, Lo Beersheba. I can't remember which well it was. He's by the well, which was a connection to the story of Isaac. The story of Ishmael. So Ishmael may have reconnected with Isaac at some point as he was wandering and in the desert, and the two of them together go and bury their father. We'll also see this kind of thing replayed when we have Jacob and Esau bury their father. Okay, and it's in the same cave that he bought. This is the field Abraham had purchased from the sons of Heth. There, Abraham was buried with his wife Sarah after Abram's death. God blessed his son Isaac. Isaac lived near Bir Loharoi. That's what I was trying to find. Bir Loharoi. Sorry, I suddenly have the yawns. Okay, so we might have some kind of a chiasm going on here as well, because we have an introduction to the story of the burial of Sarah, and then we have a going off of the son and of the servant and finding a wife, the pinnacle of her being in the center. We have the mentioning of all the extended family of Nahor, and then we have an extended family of Abraham. So we have those two in opposition, and then we come back to the location of and the burial of someone in the cave. So we have parallel stuff going on there. There could be a chiasm. I'm good at seeing that something could be there. I'm not so good at proving and identifying fully. If you're looking for specific words, that takes more work and effort. So I just like to point out it could be. And I could be seeing something that's not there, and I could be wrong, but we're good either way. Okay. This is the account of Abraham's son Ishmael, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's servant, bore to Abraham. Okay, so we just got a wife for Isaac. We know how that story is going to move forward, but we're going to leave that story, return back to Ishmael, and then we'll be done with Ishmael. That's what we got going on here. These are the names of Ishmael's sons by their names according to their records. Nebaioth, Ishmael's firstborn. Kedar, Adbaal, Mibsam, Mishma. Mishma is just one of those fun words. Mishma, Duma, Masa, Hadad, Tima, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedema, not Kedemim. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their settlements and camps, 12 princes according to their clans. Why is that important? Because what we had was a promise that there would be 12 princes, I believe, 12 tribal chieftains. Let me go here. Nope, it's not in this where there's the 12. Okay. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Yes. Ishmael lived a total of 137 years. He breathed his last and died. Then he joined his ancestors. His descendants settled from Havilah to Shur, which runs next to Egypt all the way to Asher. They settled away from all their relatives. So here's where they're at. They went over here. They stayed away. So we had Ishmael's sons. They go towards Egypt. Why? Mom's Egyptian. And then all of the sons of Abraham's second concubine, they go east. He sends them off east afterwards so that they're not in the land. We can just assume they're on the other side of the Jordan. Where exactly, don't know. But also, Lot is over there. This is the account of Isaac, the son of Abraham. Abraham became the father of Isaac. Excuse me. When Isaac was 40 years old, he married Rebekah. This seems like they waited a dang long time to find him a wife. Okay? We suddenly have Isaac jumping from, assuming being a teenager, gonna get sacrificed, and now he's 40. Isaac didn't want a wife before then? Okay, 40 is a number for testing, right? 40 is a number for testing. So after the period of testing, he marries Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean from Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Aramean, who will come back into the story. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was childless. Okay, I want to go see, is this the word barren or not? Is there a different word here? Genesis 25 and 21. Yeah, they're translating it barren here. Akar.
Strong's H 6135. Akar. Akar.
Sorry, again, just super yawns today for some reason. Okay, so it is barren. Sometimes with a newer translation, I just like to go look and figure out. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. But the children struggled inside her, and she said, "What is happening to me?" So she asked the Lord, and the Lord said to her. So Isaac prays to the Lord, and now Rebekah prays to the Lord. Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples will be separated from within you. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. So she prays to go, what's going on? You got twins. That's what's going on. But there's this key phrase, the older will serve the younger. When the time came for Rebekah to give birth, there were twins in her womb. The first came out reddish all over like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau, which means draws on the same sound. Okay. Hairy, there is another wordplay involved in the descendants of Esau. The Hebrew word translated hairy, the Edomites will later live in Mount Seir. Yeah, so like hairy, so he is called Esau. He's also reddish. So there's the red. So he's red and he's hairy. When his brother came out with his hand clutching Esau's heel, they named him Jacob, which means to grasp, I believe. The word for heel, the name probably means something like he will protect, that is, in regard to dodging the heels. It did not have a negative connotation until Esau redefined it. This name was probably chosen because of the immediate association with the incident of grabbing the heel. After receiving such an oracle, the parents would have preserved the memory, almost every detail of the unusual birth. They called him Jacob. Some ancient witnesses read, they called his name Jacob. In either, the subject is indefinite. Okay. Isaac was 60 years old when they were born. So they've been trying for 20 years. So we don't know when Isaac prays, but they've been trying for 20 years. Now, don't know how old Rebekah was. Is she a teenager? Is she in her 20s? That's a likely scenario of when she was. So, oh my goodness, excuse me again. So if he's 40 and she's 20, we'll just use that easy for math. He's now 60, so she's approaching 40. So if she's close to 40 and she has twins and she had been barren, not likely to have a bunch of kids after this either. That's all I wanted to look at. Okay. No, wait a minute. Let's back up. So before we read any further, we've got twins born. We have this oracle that's given. Does she tell Isaac? Does she tell this to Isaac? Does Isaac know that she inquired of God, and God said there's two nations in the womb. There are two peoples that will separate from you. One will be stronger than the other. Well, that's obvious when you have two people. They're very not commonly equal. And the older will serve the younger. There is the interesting twist on it. Does she tell that to her husband? Does she leave off the last part if she does tell him? We don't know. Okay. When the boys grew up, Esau became a skilled hunter, a man of the open field, but Jacob was an even-tempered man, living in tents. An even-tempered man? That's a weird phrase. Okay, 27. Was a plain man. Plain. Tam. Tom.
Strong's H, 8535. Tom. Tom.
Oh. To be perfect, complete, sound, wholesome. Where's the first use of this? Wow. This is the first use of it. This is the first use. Okay, all throughout Job, it's used as perfect. Perfect man. Perfect man. Perfect man. Perfect. So, wow. Okay, they're translating even-tempered, but, like, he's perfect. He's upright. He is of good standing. Living in tents. Let's see what the living in tents is. The destructive clause juxtaposes Jacob with Esau and draws attention to the striking contrast. In contrast to Esau, man of the field, Jacob was civilized with the phrase living in tents. Okay, so he's living in tents instead of living in the field. Okay. Jacob was calm and even-tempered, Tam, which normally has the idea of blameless. Yes. Blameless. Yeah, I like that. He's blameless. He's not doing anything wrong. So we're introduced to them, and wait a minute. Jacob is blameless? That's not usually the image we have. Jacob is a blameless man. He is doing what he is supposed to. Now we're going to get a disruption in this. Now Jacob cooked some stew. And when Esau came in from the open fields, he was famished. So Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me some of the red stuff." Yes, the red stuff, because I'm starving. This is why he was called Edom. Esau's descendants would eventually be called Edom. Edom was the place where they lived, so named probably because of the reddish nature of the hills. The writer can use the word red to describe the stew that Esau gasped for to convey the nature of Esau to his descendants. There is a lusty passion and profane people who lived for the moment. Again, the wordplay is meant to capture the omen in the nomen. Capture the omen in the nomen? I have no idea what you're saying there. Omen in the nomen. Like, you're quoting it like I'm supposed to know what omen in the nomen is. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I like the point they're pointing out there that he is like driven by the moment, like the desire is for food and food for the stomach. And so I need to satisfy my desire is what we got going on. But Jacob replied, "First sell me your birthright." So Jacob is upright, and his brother is bossy and demanding. "Sell me your birthright." "Look," said Esau, "I'm about to die." Surely exaggerating. "What use is the birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear on an oath to me." So Esau swore on an oath to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. How did he swear an oath to him? We just had the previous, we had the servant who had to put his hand under the thigh to swear the oath. We don't have any indication of how this oath is made between brothers. Maybe because they're equals, you don't need to have that. Maybe it happens and it's not part of the story. But the servant had to swear on an oath and put his hand on the thigh, under the thigh. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and lentil stew. Esau ate and drank, then got up and went out. So Esau despised his birthright. I think just really Esau despised his birthright. This clause, which concludes the episode, is a summary statement that reveals the underlying significance of Esau's action. To despise means to treat something as worthless or with contempt. Esau's willingness to sell his birthright was evidence that he considered it to be unimportant. So yeah, it's totally unimportant to him that this has happened. This was the invention of Panera bread. Okay. Looking at the time, we got about 20 minutes before the most costly bowl of stew in history. Yes. How many verses we got here in 26? Oh, not many. Oh, no, sorry, I was reading it wrong. Sometimes the green footnotes and the others confuse me. I don't know if we can get that all the way through that, but let's just keep going. If it were only 10, I'd just stop, but felt like a good place to end. But why end there? Okay. There was Jefferino. What would be a great tagline for the soup place? Our soup is so good, you'll sell your birthright. Or a really expensive place that says our soup is so expensive it costs you your birthright. Let's see. Do we Edam Soup Emporium? Just trying to think of a name for it. Red Soup Restaurant. There we go. Red Soup. There was a famine in the land subsequent to the earlier famine that occurred in the days of Abraham. Oh, okay, I know where we are. Okay. So what we're going to get in this next section here. So we have a story of Abraham wandering through the land. And we'll have a pattern of Abraham wandering through the land to all of these places. Now we're going to get a retelling of Isaac wandering in the land to all of these places, but they will be in opposite order. They're going to be in the opposite order that Abraham did them in. So chiasm, anybody? Because if we have place names that are chiastically connected to the Father and the Son, doing the opposite direction of one starting in one place and in the other, he's going to start in the ending place and go to the beginning. Maybe call it hunters. Ooh, that would be a legit place. Hunter's Wild Game Soup Emporium. I don't know why I just want to say Soup Emporium. It sounds really weird. Ah, the emote is gone. Which one were you looking for? I have the he is risen there because he is risen. He is risen indeed, so... Reading Bible joke. It's a perfect time to use a chiasm emote. Let's go. Oh yes, I did take the chiasm one down so that people that are just followers could also have a he is risen emote. That's what I did. Okay, but you're right. It was a perfect time for the chiasm emote. Okay. What animal was most miserable while on the ark? What animal was most miserable while on the ark? What animal was the most miserable while on the ark? He really wanted to make the point about two different he is risen colors. Well, no, it wasn't really about two colors. It was about there are two of them. So there's one for the subs and there's one for the followers. I wanted followers to be able to have it. Bum, 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 bum. So let's guess some animals. What animals would be miserable on the ark? The fish would be miserable on the ark, but they weren't there. Okay. Well, I'll go on to the next one. What went up to the ark but did not go inside? What went up to the ark but didn't go inside? Ooh, Jefferino, water. That's an interesting idea. The flood. Ooh, you guys got some ideas here. I think those aren't bad. Those aren't bad examples. Those aren't bad guesses. Okay. Go back to the first one. What animal was most miserable on the ark? Artsy with the ramp. Okay. It says the gangplank. The gangplank. But I think the ramp would qualify. The water, really good guess. The water went up to it, but it didn't go inside. I like all of your answers. The mud when it landed. Yep, all of those went up to the ark, but didn't go inside. Very good, very good. I'll read one more, and then I'll go back and answer the first one. Why didn't Noah like the letter D? Why didn't Noah like the letter D? Okay. What animal was most miserable while on the ark? It's the kangaroo.
The church digital podcast, or I should say, the Church Digital.
What just
We're having
happened?
a live podcast with a friend of mine, Wordy Girl, who streamer
Where
on
is that
Twitch. So let's
Where in the
welcome
world
her
is that
in,
playing from?
everybody. You know what I just did? I did not unmute myself before I did that. So let's try that again.
Alrighty.
Where is that? That's super
Okay.
weird.
And I also do this to double check. I can hear myself.
Sorry, everybody. I have no idea where
on
that is.
my
I got to find it.
phone so that I know what the volume going out is. I wish I had a better system.
Something
Once
just
you say
started
something, I'll just
playing.
check you a second.
Alright, hello. It's me, Where to Go? Tip of the cap.
It's not there.
Can Miss Bear just follow?
Okay, I think those volumes are pretty close.
I have no
on my
idea where that's
side.
at.
So if anyone thinks I need up or Wordy Girl needs volume up or down, just let us know as we're in the chat. I don't think
That's
we got
not
the
it.
shared chat started. I think I did something wrong there.
Oh, there it is.
Not see a
there it is.
shared chat.
There it is. You got to go under the management, and now I'm clicking start.
I have no idea. All of a sudden, it started playing in the background. Super, super weird. Maybe I hit a button. Okay. Yeah, there's a tab open. I just had to find it. Okay. The kangaroo, because her children had to play inside during the rain. The kangaroo, because her children had to play indoors during the rain. That's the animal that was most miserable on the ark. And let me see if this ad has not come in yet. Why didn't Noah like the letter D? Because it made the ark dark. It made the ark dark. Yes, in her pouch, yes. Okay. We got ads coming in, and then we'll get ready for workout stream. Oh, wrong one. I'm pushing the one that is already on screen.
He's got that flat cap dapper look, making waves online, spreading the word on Twitch. Pastor with a cheerful heart, no lie, preaching joy so high to the sky. He'll be right back, yes, he'll be right back. He'll be back in 2 or 3. Flat cat dapper, flat cat dapper. We'll be right back after this break. No mistake, joy they make. I'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back in 2 or 3. Right back after this break. No mistake, joy they make. I'll be right back, yes. I'll be right back in 2 or 3.
All right. Let's see. There we go. Probably a little better that way. How's the sound? Oh, I did the Bible joke, so we got redeemed there. Oh, I didn't show you the picture. Let me show you the picture. And if you didn't catch the last one, yeah, it was why didn't Noah like the letter D? Because it made the ark dark. But do I have the sound tis? It probably won't go if I do. There it is. Let me know if you hear this. I don't know if I've got that coming through. Does it come? No, I don't see it going. Okay. Okay. Let me get started here. We got to change things and get over. Oh, you know what? I did not get that command. Let me add that to my command list over here. So I've got workout command. I want to make it a command so then it can just get shared and then it can get pinned. That's what I'm thinking is the best way to do that. So okay, bum 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 bum. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, yeah. Okay, change what the tag is, change the category. My categories are so descriptive here. Workout. That's it. It's called workout. All right, and we'll end stream and restart stream so that it starts a new VOD for me.